Once upon a time, in an age so old that even the winds have forgotten its songs, there existed a magnificent kingdom called Zareenpur, a realm where splendor lived in every brick and the walls shimmered with the glow of gold. Towering minarets touched the clouds, and the royal gardens bloomed with flowers so rare that they were found nowhere else on earth. Ruling this empire was King Shah-e-Zareen, a just, courageous, and beloved monarch. He had only one child, Princess Zarnigar, the girl with hair made of pure gold. Her beauty was legendary. Poets claimed her hair was woven from threads of sunlight. When she walked, her hair chimed softly, like a goldsmith tapping metal. When she laughed, her golden locks danced, scattering light across the palace, making the halls glow as if stars had descended to earth. People came from distant lands just to look at her hair, but no one was allowed to touch it. For the golden strands were enchanted. Whoever touched them had their fate changed, sometimes blessed, sometimes cursed. The king ordered that no hand should ever reach for the princess's hair, but the princess herself hated her hair. It was her prison. "Father," she cried often, "these golden chains hold me captive. Without them, would I still be beautiful? Would I still be me?" The king gently replied, "My child, your hair is your sign. It is a divine gift." But to Zarnigar, it felt like a burden she never asked for. Many nights she tried secretly to cut her hair, but every time the scissors neared, they melted, or the hair magically grew longer. Then one day, a terrifying rumor spread through the kingdom. In the northern forest, a dark sorceress named Malika-e-Siafar had risen. She turned people into stone and fed on their fear. She announced, "Bring me a single strand of the princess's golden hair, and I will grant you all my power." The kingdom trembled. Greedy princes, merchants, thieves, assassins, everyone tried to break into the palace for the princess's hair. Some scaled the walls, some bribed guards, some tried to poison her food. But the magical hair protected itself. Anyone with evil intent who touched it was burned by a flash of golden lightning, turning into ash instantly. The king, desperate to end this curse, made an announcement. "Whoever frees my daughter from this torment will marry her and receive half the kingdom." And now the story shifts. On the edge of the northern forest lived a poor young woodcutter named Farhad. Honest, brave, and kind to his core. His mother was blind and frail, and he worked every day chopping wood to earn enough to feed them both. One day, while cutting wood deep in the forest, he found a starving old woman crying under a tree. Without questioning who she was, Farhad gave her all the food he had and carried her home. That night, after Farhad fell asleep, the old woman spoke to his mother. "I am not an ordinary woman. I am the queen of the fairies. Your son's heart is purer than gold. I will give him 3 gifts. A magic axe. Whatever it cuts turns into pure gold. A cloak of invisibility. Whoever wears it becomes unseen. A wish ring. Place it in the mouth and 3 wishes will come true." But when morning came and the mother told Farhad, he refused the gifts. "Mother, whatever God has written for me, I will earn through hard work. I don't need magic." Yet after her insistence, he agreed to keep only the axe and the cloak, returning the ring. "If my fate must change," he said, "it will change without magic." Days later, when Farhad traveled to the city, he heard of the princess's suffering. His heart softened. That night, he wore the cloak of invisibility and silently entered the palace. He reached the princess's chamber. She stood on the balcony, staring at the moon, her golden hair glowing in the night wind. She was crying softly. Farhad removed the cloak. "Princess, why do you cry?" Startled, she stepped back. Who are you? How did you get in? I am Farhad, a poor woodcutter. I came only to help. Seeing his honesty, she trusted him enough to share her sorrow. Farhad listened quietly and said, Princess, your hair is not a curse. It's a test of the heart. If you truly want freedom, allow me to touch it. The princess shook her head in fear. No! Whoever touches it with bad intent dies. My heart is clean, Farhad smiled. Nothing will happen. After a long silence, she lowered her head. Farhad reached out and gently touched her hair. In an instant, brilliant golden light burst forth, filling the entire chamber. But Farhad remained unharmed. The magical hair recognized the purity of his intention. Then something unimaginable happened. Her hair fell into Farhad's hands, detaching from her head like shimmering silk. Suddenly, the princess stood with ordinary black hair, staring at herself in the mirror. For the first time in her life, she looked like a normal girl. Tears of joy filled her eyes. You set me free, Farhad. But their happiness didn't last. The moment the guards saw Farhad holding the golden hair, they arrested him. This man is a thief. The king ordered him thrown into the dungeon. But when they tried to place the golden hair back on the princess's head, it melted, turning into lifeless gold. The magic was gone. The princess ran to her father, crying, Father, Farhad is innocent. He helped me. He saved me. If you punish him, I will not live another day. Shocked, the king summoned Farhad. Why did you take her hair? Farhad replied calmly, I never wanted the hair. I wanted to end the princess's suffering. I will take the hair to the sorceress so she can no longer threaten the kingdom. The court fell silent. The king whispered, If you defeat the sorceress, the princess and half the kingdom will be yours. Farhad set out wearing the cloak, carrying the golden hair. The journey was perilous. Wild beasts, traps, and illusions, but he crossed them all. Finally, he reached the sorceress's dark castle. Siafar laughed when she saw him. So the woodcutter has come. Give me the hair. Farhad held it out. Her wicked hands touched the hair. A blast of golden light exploded, not burning Farhad this time, but striking her. The light seeped into her body. What is this? She screamed. Farhad stepped forward. This is the light of the princess's pure heart, and the truth of my sincere love. Your darkness cannot survive it. The sorceress howled in agony as her body cracked, smoked, and turned solid. Within seconds, she became a lifeless, black stone. The castle brightened. Flowers grew through its floors. Birds returned to the forest. The curse was broken. Farhad returned to Zareenpur, where the princess waited every day for him. When she saw him alive, she ran into his arms. Now she was just a girl with ordinary hair, but her eyes shone brighter than ever. The king embraced Farhad and declared their marriage. On the day of their wedding, the entire kingdom glowed with lights. Farhad used his magic axe to create golden bricks, not for himself, but to distribute among the poor. His blind mother's eyes healed, and she cried tears of joy. That night, the princess whispered, Farhad, you freed me from my golden chains, but you gave me something far more precious, a golden heart. Farhad smiled. True beauty is not in hair or gold, but in the purity of one's soul. Your heart was always made of gold. Now the world finally sees it. And so, the woodcutter and the princess built a life of love, peace, and kindness, together bringing prosperity to Zareenpur. To this day, storytellers say, the golden hair was never a curse. It was a test of love, and only a true heart could pass it.